Okay, so today we're going to talk about the application of prisoner's dilemma in the oligopoly market. But before we do that, we need to understand the concept of what prisoner's dilemma is. This is the topic from chapter 17 Manque and under the section economics of cooperation. So what exactly is prisoner's dilemma? It basically is a game between two captured prisoners that illustrates why cooperation is difficult to maintain even when it is mutually beneficial for each of them. Okay, so it basically describes, the game basically describes that cooperation may be beneficial for players, but it is very very difficult to maintain that cooperation. So that understanding is done via a game called the prisoner's dilemma. Okay, so this prisoner's dilemma basically gives an insight into why cooperation between any two players is difficult to maintain. Okay, so let's see. So, what is the outline of the game? There are two criminals, Bonnie and Clyde, let's call them, and the police have enough evidence to commit both of a minor crime, for example carrying a gun, uh, so that each would spend a year in jail. So 1 year in jail is definite for them if they do not find any other evidence of a major crime. Okay, but however the police also suspects that they have committed a bank robbery together, but they lack evidence for it. So they question them in separate room and offer each of them a deal. Okay, so what is that deal? So the deal looks like this. If one of them confesses and implicate the partner, police will give immunity to the one who confessed, and the partner gets 20 years in jail. So that's the deal. 1 year in jail for a minor crime versus 0 year in jail if you confess and implicate your partner. So that's a very tempting incentive that the police gives to the criminal, to one of the criminal, in fact, to both the criminal. And therefore, this incentive of no year in jail makes them break that cooperation. If both confess, each will get 8 years in jail. Now, let's see how we can draw a normal form game. So this is how the game looks like. We have Bonnie and we have Clyde, and the two strategies they have is confess and do not confess. For Clyde, confess, do not confess. As discussed, if they do not confess, police have enough evidence for a minor crime and they get 1 year in jail each. This has to be a comma. Just pardon me for that mistake. Um, However, if one of them confesses, for example, if Bonnie confesses and Clyde do not confess, Bonnie gets 0 year in jail and Clyde gets 20 year in jail. Similarly, if Clyde confesses and Bonnie does not, Clyde gets 0 year in jail and Bonnie gets 20 year in jail. And on the other hand, if they both confess, they get 8 year in jail. So that's the deal that the police have given. If they cooperate, if they cooperate, they would get 1 year in jail together by not confessing. But however, the incentive of 0 year in jail is so attractive that each of them can easily break that cooperation. Okay, and end up at confess, that is 8 year in jail. So I will go in detail of this game and see how we arrive at an equilibrium in the other slide or in the other video. Thanks.